Second round of homework this morning before classes start. I'm a little low on time. So this is number 2, and you're supposed to do these with a graphing calculator. I'm going to do this equation first because that's the easy one. That's y equals 2x plus 11. That's what I'm going to throw into y1. The other one, you're going to have to solve for y. So this guy is going to go over here. You know, isolating things like this is something that only probably 1 in 4 kids in the state can do. Everybody complains, Mr. Milbrath-Math's hard. No, it's not me, it's algebra 2. 3's cancel. I divided by 3. Now I'm going to counteract the squaring by square rooting. And a lot of it's y'all's own fault. You don't write. You try to do everything in your head like you're a modern day Rain Man or something. I'm going to counteract the square root with a square. Or the square with a square root, which means I got to take the square root of both sides. And I'm not going to try and do anything fancy with this stuff. I'm just going to push buttons in a calculator. This is now going to become plus or minus the root of a negative 4x over 3. I'm just going to simply move the 3 over. So y is negative 3 plus or minus the root of a negative 4x over 3. I'll throw one of those into y2. And I'll throw the other one into y3. And so that's the setup that I'm going to use my TI-84 on. And there's a lot of kids who can't do basic intersection features, so having 3 things makes it a little harder. Nice thing about the colors is, you know the color schemes going on. That helps. It does. We have a 2x plus an 11 in y1, negative 3 plus square root, math nom n over d, negative 4x over 3, y2, negative 3 minus square root, math nom n over d, negative 4x over 3 and y3. I always put the positive in y2, the negative in y3, but that's just what I do. Zoom 6 it. I don't think you'll have to look for I don't think you have to play with the window. So, no surprise here, this is a sideways parabola. We used to do these by hand once upon a time, but they just keep taking standards out of algebra 2. There's an intersection here between the blue and the red, and then there's an intersection here between blue and black. So blue was y1, red was y2. Second trace 5. Oops, second trace 5. And I'm just pressing the left button until I see my cursor. Right now it says my cursor's in y1. Press enter. It says my cursor is in y2 on red, which I want. Enter, enter. And there is one intersection. It is at negative 5.63. I said go to the 100th for x, negative 0.26 for y. Now I need to find this intersection, second trace 5. That is the intersection between y1 and y3. Get close, press enter. You'll notice the cursor jumps to y2. You've got to press the down arrow to get to y3. Enter, enter. There's the other intersection. Negative 8.70, negative 6.41. And that's that one. It's actually somewhat difficult to do things in a calculator sometimes. This is by hand. Simplify your radical, please. It's a pretty easy one. You can just throw x minus 4 in right there. X squared plus x minus 4 all squared is 20. I believe you should write that twice and FOIL it. Hopefully you know how to FOIL by now. That's going to be x squared minus 4x minus 4 more. So that's going to be 8 minus 8x plus 16. We're going to shift everything left because we want to set quadratics equal to a 0. 16 minus 20 is 4. We're going to pull a 2. Even if we have to do the quadratic formula, it's going to make our life easier. And we are going to have to do the quadratic formula. We are, because this doesn't factor. And if we sing it, we go x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A is 1, B is -4, C is 2. So opposite of a -4 is 4. When you're going to square something, signs don't matter. A was 1, C was 2, all over twice a 1. Now what do we got here? We got 16 minus 8, that's 8. Both pieces over a 2. The root of 8 is something that you are supposed to have simplified about 60 times by now in your life. It is the root of 4 times 2, and it's 2 root 2. The reason you don't know that is because you've probably never done it. Aggravates the snot out of me. Imagine if kids tried. This 2 root 2 is still over 2. 2's cancel. So the x value is 2 plus or minus a root of 2. Now you're supposed to give the ordered pair here. So y is going to be 2 plus a root 2 minus 4, which is -2 plus root 2. So I have an ordered pair here. I put in 2 plus root 2. I've got an ordered pair here that looks like 2 plus root 2, comma, -2 plus root 2. And if I throw in the 2 minus root 2 and take away a 4, I end up with -2 minus root 2. So kind of funky. The other ordered pair, 2 plus root 2, -2 minus root 2. That's 4, which is one of the harder ones on here. Here's number 8. You're given the area, the center. You're supposed to write STD form of a circle. So I know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. I can plug in 36 pi. I can divide my pi's out, and the square root of 36 is 6. So I just plug into this now. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is a 6 that's squared, which is 36. Done. Backside. I've got 11 highlighted. It's an easy one. Divide by 2. X minus 3 to the 1/3 power, better known as the cube root, is 8. I counteract the cube root by cubing. 8 cubed is 512. X minus 3 is 512, so x is 515. Easy peasy. Done. Number 12, I'm going to subtract the 2. 4 to the x minus 3 is 6. I'm going to turn this thing into a, actually I'm going to ln both sides. It's quicker. No, it's not. It's not. That exponent's got 2 things in it. I'm going to just turn into a log. It's going to be a log whose base is 4, whose argument is 6, and she equals x minus 3. Add the 3. Log base 4 of 6 plus 3 is x. To push the buttons in a TI-84, ln 6 over ln 4 plus 3 is x. And I'm just going to stop right there. Number 16, last one I'm doing. Find f of k minus 1 when f of x is 5x plus 4x minus 5. So everywhere you see x, you put it in a k minus 1. This is super easy. 5 times k minus 1 squared plus 4 times k minus 1 minus 5. This has to be written twice. You know, I do these things in my head, but that's because I understood the assignment when they taught me how to FOIL. I learned how to FOIL. A lot of y'all don't seem to understand assignments. You just say, oh, it's optional, it's pretend. That becomes k squared minus 2k plus 1, so 5 times k squared minus 2k plus 1. Distribute the 4 plus 4k minus 4, and then minus 5. I'll have 5k squared minus 10k plus 5 plus 4k minus 4 minus 5. Like terms, 5k squared minus 6k minus 8. My brain's, oh, apparently not minus 8. That's a 5, and then, oops, minus 4. There we go. Choice B. And that is the homework 497. Enjoy it.